It's been a great honor for me to be moderating this today. Fascinating discussion. And so to close it, I'm now going to invite John Denton and Amina Mohammed to the floor for the closing remarks. John Denton of the ICC, Amina Mohammed from the United Nations, to basically close it and wrap the comments for today. Thank you.
Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, 2.5 years ago, the COVID-19 pandemic shook the world, ushering in a new era of uncertainty. At ICC, we've used this time to take a good, hard look at who we are as an organization and what we stand for. We have reconfirmed that our purpose is to enable business worldwide to secure peace, prosperity, and opportunity for all, and that message resonates stronger now than ever. What we've also understood, and it's been amazing to see, is how the ICC has changed itself. More than almost 70% of the ICC is now constituted from countries in the developing and emerging economies. It's actually amazing. The business communities for developing and emerging economies now make up just on 70% of the ICC. So uniquely, we bring together advanced economies, developing economies, least developing economies, the business communities in all those areas. And that tells us that we needed to change as well. We needed to change to reflect the diversity of that. We will always have the global influence of the ICC, but now we have regional relevance, and we need to reflect that diversity in the way we go about our business. So for us, sustainability is critical, and we can only sustain ourselves by reinventing ourselves, which is why when we think about the Sustainable Development Goals, for me, for the ICC, achievement of those goals still rests as an incredibly important part of us achieving our purpose. And we know that businesses throughout the ICC network are also looking at this issue about how do they ensure their own sustainability. And of course, in that, the guiding principles of the SDGs will always be the guiding light. And for that, we are grateful for the partnership we have, not just with the United Nations Department of Economic and Social Affairs, but also with the United Nations Global Compact. We now have partnerships because so many parts of the United Nations realize that in order to achieve their aim, they must work more closely with the private sector. And the fact that we now see that celebrated, we now see that as part of the modus operandi of so many parts of the UN system gives me heart. Because what global change or global challenge can actually be solved without the private sector? Friends, there are none. And we've proven that most recently in the Global Crisis Response Group, where the ICC plays a pivotal role, bringing the private sector for the first time into the deliberations of the United Nations Secretary General's Global Crisis Response. And I think that's proven to be mutually beneficial, not just to the participants, but to those who are actually at risk of suffering from food deprivation, energy deprivation, and a deprivation of access to finance, all the things we're focused on. Friends, this session that you've been involved with during the day is very important to us. I regret that I can't be with you in person, but I look forward to being able to see more of you one-on-one, but also to continuing this lifelong journey to ensure that sustainability through the SDGs is at the heart of what we do so that we can achieve our purpose, which is enabling business worldwide to secure peace, prosperity, and opportunity for all. Thanks very much.
Excellencies, business leaders, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining the 7th SDG Business Forum. This year's event has provided a much-needed space for business leaders to share their experiences and insights to overcome our common challenges, from the COVID-19 pandemic to the war in Ukraine and its impacts on food, energy and finance, to the escalating climate emergency. The private sector is an indispensable partner in promoting investment in sustainable development and mobilizing the much-needed financing to achieve the 2030 Agenda. Let me highlight 2 key messages from today's discussions. First, the business community should be a driving force to protect our global environmental commons, from climate action to ending pollution and restoring biodiversity. Investing in biodiversity makes both environmental and economic sense. Estimates by the World Economic Forum suggest that protecting nature and increasing biodiversity could generate business opportunities worth $10 trillion a year and create nearly 400 million new jobs. And as we are increasingly seeing, the destruction of biodiversity and natural systems is directly linked to the emergence of new pandemics. I commend your discussions today and your resolve to do more to protect and nurture the natural world. Second, business leaders need to re-examine their sustainability of their companies and align their corporate strategies with the Sustainable Development Goals. To find relief strains on global supply chains, to boost long-term investments in sustainability, to develop risk-responsive financing strategies, to prioritize investments in sectors most vital to bolstering resilience, such as universal social protection and job creation, and to implement socially responsible labour policies. The private sector must step up its efforts to achieve gender equality, leave no one behind, and promote the well-being, capabilities, and access of the most vulnerable people, including migrants and refugees. People require equal access to finance, social protection and social services, and decent employment opportunities without fear of discrimination or retribution. As the Secretary-General has said, if we fail to reduce inequalities, we weigh down economic progress for all people in all countries. Ladies and gentlemen, the 10 principles of the Global Compact have never been more relevant. I would like to echo calls made today for any companies that have not already done so to sign on to those 10 principles. I count on your leadership and partnership to build a sustainable world of opportunity for all. Thank you.